Hi everyone, welcome back to Nick's Diecast. In today's video, I'll be opening up and showing you various Hot Wheels cars and a couple of these pullback Kinsmart cars that I got the past few weeks from CVS and Giant. I didn't really film any in-store footage of any of these store trips, unfortunately, so I figured I would just do a video where I had everything kind of out at the same time and just open everything up and show you guys all the cars at once. So these are actually from 3 different trips. I got this side and this side on 2 different trips to Giant, and then these 3 cars I got on a trip to CVS. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just get started and open all these up and show you what I got. So this will be my last Hot Wheels and I guess die-cast hunting video, if you can call this that, of 2024. And I think in the end I did find a fair bit of good cars in stores throughout the year, especially with Rite Aid when they had those couple of surprise restocks at my local Rite Aid with both the pullback Welly cars and the 124th through 127th scale Welly cars. And of course, Sam's Club, all those big cars I got. I'll be doing a separate video on all of the 118 scale models that I got throughout 2024. But in terms of Hot Wheels and just small scale vehicles in general, it was okay. I think I kind of had my expectations a bit too high because at least as far as 2023 went, especially in like the, I guess, winter, spring portion of that year, I was finding a lot of good cars at various locations, you know, at Giant and even at CVS and whatnot. But a lot of 2024 was kind of dry in terms of what those dump bins at those various stores had. And of course, with Walmart, at least at my location, I really have never had the best luck there with just Hot Wheels main lines. I've found some really good like Matchbox and even those like Maisto cars there in terms of those like 1/64th scale Maisto cars. But as far as Hot Wheels hunts went for 2024, I think they were pretty good, although I hope for 2025 I am able to find more, I guess, current releases instead of just the usual when I go to several different Giant locations where they'll still have like 2023 or even 2022 like Hot Wheels cars in their dump bins. But that did work for a while because there were a few castings that I missed out on when they were, I guess, newly released in 2023 and even in 2022. So I was able to at least catch up in that sense. But a lot of times I would go into Giant and it would be the same stuff over and over again. But at the local Giant where I got these 8 cars from, they did kind of fill up the dump bins as cars were sold. So in the case of these 2 trips, I did get lucky and find some models that I was either looking for or models that I thought, wow, cool. And then, of course, I got lucky going into CVS where they also had a fresh restock of Hot Wheels and the pullback cars made by Kinsmar. So I guess I'll show you what I got from CVS first with this center section here. I did find this Datsun Bluebird wagon, or the Datsun 510 wagon from the HW Wagon series at my local CVS. This is the purple version with kind of these white wall tires. Looks really cool. Love the graphics on here as well. I thought it was actually like a treasure hunt, but it wasn't. I think because the casting is so popular, I just assume that whenever I see one, I'm like, oh, look, treasure hunt, even though it's not. It's just a really popular casting. I do have a couple of other versions of this, but this purple I thought, like, wow, looked really cool. Paired up with those white wall tires and the white interior, especially. So, let's see how this one looks. I'm going to crush this blister in. I'm trying to get out the car. There's the Datsun wagon. Once again, the purple looks really nice. It's kind of a glossy shade. It's not really like a metallic shade, but it has Datsun 71 510 on the sides there. You have kind of this heart with a lightning bolt on the top there, and then some lightning bolts in that 510 on the hood. Cool looking casting for sure. This might be one of my favorite versions I think that they've released, or paint schemes I should say. Oh, it's got a chrome base too. Did not know that. Very cool. The Kinsmart cars I got were 2 Mustangs. I got the 2015 Mustang in this really nice red. I have a couple of Maisto versions of the 2015 Mustang in kind of that like bright glossy red, like torch red it might be called, or that might be an older paint color name for Ford. I don't know, but it's sort of like a bright red, like this Vespa, like a fire truck red, or like just a glossy bright red. But this is kind of a deeper, almost like a red-orange kind of hue, but I thought it looked really nice. And this is actually a nicer model, I think, from Kinsmart too. They actually have the separately cast GT badge back here, on the trunk. Nice looking headlights and taillights and the Mustang badge in the front there. Very cool. It does have the opening doors, of course. A little bit of detail on the interior, which looks decent, I think, for, you know, a $6, $7 pullback car. So I was happy to find that. It does have the good pullback motor on it, too. I do like those kind of gunmetal gray rims as well. I also found a 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse by Kinsmart, too. These are both 1/38th scale, by the way. But I was looking for any model, really, of the 2024 Mustang. I knew that Kinsmart had their version, which I obviously got here. I knew that Hot Wheels released their own version of the 2024 Mustang. Also, Welly, they released the 1/24th scale version of the 2024 Ford Mustang. I think either the GT or the Dark Horse version, like this Kinsmart casting. But this was there in several different colors. There was even a couple of like Fire Chief and police versions as well. But I thought this light blue looked really cool on this casting. But nice paint job for sure. You have the kind of matte finished stripes, I guess we'll call them, on the hood along with the vents. Nice detail with the headlights and the grille and everything too. Nice looking wheels. And you have the separately cast plastic piece for the rear spoiler. And of course you have the opening doors on here too. Decent detail on this interior as well. So I was really happy to find this because, again, I wanted just any model really to start with, at least, of the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse. So I was happy to find it for sure. Also has a nice, quick, smooth pullback motor on it, as you can see right there. So yeah, I was glad that I stopped in CVS on that day for sure. Then, of course, I had a couple of different successful trips to Giant. I tend to go there weekly. And a lot of times it is, like I said, it's usually like the same cars there. I've noticed that, like, at least in years past, a lot of times once a month they would be like just putting in more, either put like entirely new Hot Wheels dump bins or just add more models, I guess, from like the back or something to the existing dump bins. But I wasn't really seeing that too much at my local Giant. And a couple of the other Giants in my area just didn't have Hot Wheels like whatsoever for a good portion of the year, unfortunately. But I got lucky on these two recent trips, so I'll show you what I got on those trips. These four I got on the same day. They had recently refilled one of the dump bins, which was right actually by the customer service desk, and it was kind of crammed in with like a bunch of other stuff. Also where people were kind of waiting in line, so it was kind of hard to like sift through these two dump bins that were side by side, kind of crammed in where people were like going through and walking and standing in line. But I managed, and I was, of course, able to find all of these cars, so I was happy about that. But for this haul, I have the Glory Chaser from the HW Dream Garage series. I have kind of a lighter mint green version of this casting. I think I got from Walmart, but this bright orange I thought looked really cool. You got that 32 on the hood there. Just looks really awesome, this casting. Oh, that was easy enough to get opened up. But here's the Glory Chaser, reminiscent of, you know, older like race cars. It has separately cast headlights. I forgot about that. You have the engine popping out up there, and some nice looking seats, and that very low windshield as well. Very cool casting. It even has the Goodyear inscription on the fenders. Awesome. But yeah, I do like to collect these Hot Wheels on race car castings, even the fantasy versions, because they always look really cool in certain liveries or colors. The DeLorean Alpha 5, I forgot what the name of the model of the DeLorean was, is the next car that I found. I was looking for this particular casting from the HW Greenspeed series. I think this might have been released in another color, but this white I thought looked really cool. The front end kind of reminds me of the Lucid Air a slight bit, with like the way that the headlights are shaped and everything, but cool car nonetheless. So we'll see how this one looks. This was, I think, a new release, either late 2023 or in the early parts of 2024, maybe like mid 2024, I forget. But it is a newer release that I was looking for and finally found. Here's the DeLorean Alpha 5. Nice clean casting in that white paint job. You have the nice gray wheels. DeLorean, it's got the classic DeLorean inscription on the front there with the painted on headlights, painted on taillights as well. Very sleek, futuristic looking car. I think this does have the gull-wing doors on it too, just like the original DeLorean from like 1982. Very nice. I was happy to find this one for sure. Next we have the 73 Honda Civic Custom from the HW Compact Kings series, or from the Compact Kings series. I loved this particular casting, especially with this kind of racing livery on it. This I think also is a new casting for 2024, or was, I should say. I do like to collect models of Honda Civics because I currently drive a Honda Civic, and my previous car was also a Honda Civic, which was also my first car, so always like to get more Hondas in general in the collection as well. So I was happy that Hot Wheels released this, but wow. Nice looking casting of the little 70s Honda Civic hatchback. Has that nice racing livery on it. Nice yellow paint job. It says Honda 73 on the sides and on the hood as well. It says Modal, M-O-T-U-L, whatever that is. It's a sponsor or something. It has Bridgestone underneath the race number on the sides too. Very cool. Love this casting. Very cool. And then last but not least for this haul, we have the Alfa Romeo GTV6 3.0 from the Factory Fresh series. I have another version of this casting in white with a racing livery on it, but I thought that this gray version looked really nice. And this casting in general, I think, looks really nice too. So I was happy to add a variation of this model to my collection of Hot Wheels cars. Let's see how this one looks. All right, there's the GTV6 3.0. I love that light gray paint on there. Very nicely detailed in the front with that Alfa Romeo badge and the headlights. You got the you got the stripes on the side with a little Hot Wheels logo on the door. Nice choice of wheels. Not too much detail back here, but that's okay. The casting does look really nice. All these look really nice, you know, for $1.25 cars, I think. Very cool. Will go great with all the European Hot Wheels castings that I have. Absolutely. All right, now for this haul, which is the most recent haul that I got the last few days before filming this video. Up first, we have the 10 Camaro SS, or Super Sport, from the HW First Response series. I used to have another version of this casting, I think was white and was like Hot Wheels Track Patrol or something like that. But this is the Response Team livery, it looks like, in this interesting bright green. Of course, you have the push bar and the light bar on it as well. So, see how this one looks. All right, there's the Camaro cop car. And then once again, you have the light bar and the push bar. It says Hot Wheels Response Team on the hood. Has different blue tampos and striping on it, which I think looks really good. Love the bright green paint scheme on here too. You got the black wheels. Very nice. And I also have the regular, like, non-police version of the 2010 Camaro Hot Wheels casting as well. But this will go good with that, I think, for sure. Up next, we have the Vespa 90 SS Super Sport, 1966, from the from the Factory Fresh series. This is a new for 2024 casting. I didn't know that they were making this. I was starting to collect some of those Honda motorcycles, but I think that this Vespa will go good with those too. Maybe they'll do some more Vespa models in the future. Not sure, but awesome. See how this one looks. Didn't actually know about this casting until I found it in that dump bin at Giant. It's always nice to find some surprises in there that I have no idea about in terms of like being released or re-released in the case of some castings. But here's the Vespa. Love that classic bright red paint job on there. You have all the different badges on here too. Separately cast piece of plastic for the seat. It does stand up on its own too. Nice, look at that. You can put it up on the shelf or on your desk like that. Love that. And again, this will go good with those motorcycles that I have. I think I have a Honda motorcycle and a couple of other ones. I forget which ones. But there were a bunch of other two-wheeler, you know, motorcycle or Vespa castings in the dump bin. So I may see if there's any still in there in the near future. But wow, glad to have a Hot Wheels Vespa. I didn't know that they were making this casting. We'll put that here. Next, we have the 70 Dodge Charger RT8 from the HW Art Cars series. This has the letter I on the roof. I haven't gotten any of the art cars for a while, and I don't have this particular Charger casting. where you have the Hemi popping out of the hood, and also with those rear windows too, I don't think. So I was happy to find this, kind of this crazy yellow paint scheme with the pink and purple tires and the graffiti paint job on the side. I just like the art cars for that reason, because they look kind of outrageous, but they look really cool nonetheless. And plus you can spell words out of them when you get like enough of those things. But here's the 70 Charger with the art car livery on it. This looks really cool. You have the Hemi popping out of the hood there, and then you have the nice front grille, little Dodge inscription on there. Then you have, of course, the letter I up here. 24 HW art cars is what that says in this speech bubble there. Very cool. Kind of unusual. I know the art cars aren't really everyone's cup of tea because they look very outrageous with their paint jobs and everything, but I happen to really like them, and I haven't gotten any for a while. And I do love the classic Dodge Charger, so was happy to get that one too. Last but not least, this is another casting, or a recently released casting that I have been looking for quite some time. This is the Silverado EV RST, based off, I guess, the 2024 Chevy Silverado EV. And this is in the blue version. I think this is the only color that is currently released, although I could be wrong, but this was the first color that Hot Wheels released of this Silverado EV casting. This is from the HW Green Speed series as well. New for 2024. This is actually right on top of the dump bin too. So I was like, ooh, I need that one. So, pops right out. All right, Silverado EV. Here's how that looks. Really nice in that dark blue. You have the badging on the sides here as well. It says Silverado on the front doors, and you have the nice painted on taillights and headlights, along with the RST badge up there in that red, and then you have the Chevrolet bow tie symbol in black. Really cool casting. Oh, and it's all opened up back here too. The Silverado EV does have some cool features like that. There's actually a surfboard that's molded in back here too. That's really cool. I love these little, like, I guess, Easter eggs on some of these Hot Wheels castings for sure. That is awesome. You got the full sunroof on there too. I'm really happy I found this. I didn't actually know about all those details. I just wanted to get another, you know, like modern pickup truck casting for my collection of Hot Wheels. But wow, that is really cool. Definitely happy that I've stopped in and found that one too, along with all of these. All right, once again, here are all of those different cars by Hot Wheels and Kinsmart that I found on various trips to CVS and Giant. Was definitely glad that I stopped in both of those stores, and actually stopped in that one Giant twice to find all of these different Hot Wheels castings here. Really happy that I was able to find all these and add them to my collection. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I open all of these up. Feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on the video, and perhaps which of these cars that I showed here was your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.